well, that was depressing. Hey, what's up? My name is Nelson, and today I am talking about The Starling, starring Melissa McCarthy and Chris O'Donnell, and directed by Theodore Melvin. A woman adjusts to life after a loss, contends with a festive bird that's taken over her garden, and a husband who's struggling to find a way forward. First off, I want to talk about our two leads. This could be Melissa McCarthy's, best performance that I have personally seen. I mean, at least one of them. I love a lot of her movies. But this is definitely a different role for her, a different thing to take on. And I honestly think she did well. But the standout is definitely Chris O'Donnell for me. I just feel like this performance, he was just amazing in this movie. I mean, just what he had to do with this character, this he was depressed in this movie, and what everything he had to do. It was just really, really great performance in my opinion. And I felt like those two had such great chemistry throughout this movie. They weren't always together in this movie. We mostly focused on Melissa McCarthy's character, her character Lily. But when these two were together, it was just, you could just feel the chemistry between the two main characters. In this movie, without giving any spoilers, there is obviously a loss in this movie, and to take on such a sad premise, I feel like that aspect of the movie was done really, really well. And there's a veterinarian character in this movie. It's played by Kevin Kline, and there's a relationship that builds throughout this movie between Dr. Larry and Lily. And I felt like it was very beautiful throughout the movie. I mean, it's a very, very complicated relationship, and when you do see the movie, you will understand what I am saying when I say it's a complicated relationship. And there is a scene, the emotions in this movie really, really hit. There's a couple scenes in the movie where Jack is saying how much he loves Lily, and he's telling this story about how he used to play ultimate frisbee in college, and how she bring pom-poms. It's just such a beautiful moment, such a beautiful thing in the movie, and it really got me. And also there is a scene where they're talking on the phone together, and I really don't want to get into it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful scene. It's just a scene where they're talking on the phone together. Such a great scene. But I feel with this movie, I do feel like it does kind of not know what it wants to be. And I hate to say that about movies, but it just doesn't. It's very convoluted. It honestly, it balances between like being a drama and being a comedy throughout this movie. And that was kind of hard for me throughout this movie. I mean, there would be something very serious happening, and then there'd be a joke thrown in it, and it just didn't. The jokes came off as cringy some of the times, and it just didn't. That just didn't work for me. And the pacing for this movie was very, very off. There's a lot of dialogue in this movie, and it does feel like it drags. It feels longer than it is. And honestly, it's a very small nitpick, but there is a manager in the movie. She works at this grocery store, and there's a manager played by Timothy Olyphant. And I can't believe he even took this role. It's such a bad character and such an unlikable character. I couldn't even believe he took this role. I mean, I love him as an actor, and I was just like, why did you even take this? And it really bogged the story down. And honestly, it's weird. This movie it's supposed to be about the bird. It's called The Starling. And that whole thing about the bird, it didn't work for me. I did not like the bird aspect of the movie at all. And I know a lot of it had with the comedy. I mean, it was attacking her throughout this movie, and it didn't let her just enjoy her life, and I didn't think it really worked very well. There's a lot of things that they could have done better.
There is one more thing that I wanted to add. I am at work, so I am just going to put a picture over this. The CGI on the bird really was bad, and it kind of would be a very serious moment in the movie, and the bird being CGI would kind of a little bit take me out. It's a tiny nitpick, but I did forget to talk about it, so I figured I would add it.
But overall, this was a pretty good watch. If you do have Netflix, I definitely recommend it. I'm going to go right down the middle and give it a 50%. Like I said, pretty good watch. It's very, very depressing and very sad what our characters have to go through throughout this movie. It's something that no one should ever have to go through in their lives. And it does hit on it really, really well. But overall, this is very, very convoluted, and it honestly doesn't know what it wants to be. I also was planning on going to see Dear Evan Hansen, but something did come up. I was going to go see it this morning, or yesterday morning, but something came up and I couldn't go see it. I'm going to try to go see it today and maybe get the review out Sunday. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, like and subscribe. Follow me on Letterboxd at Nelson48. Follow me on Instagram at NelsonReviews. Peace out.